Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's going to be kind of a fun video. We're going to be talking about the drama of these specialists in Battlefield 2042. And understanding that these specialists are not going to be going away for 2042. This is DICE's bread and butter. This is EA's way of making microtransaction money for Battlefield 2042. But I want to talk about it because with the recent announcement just a couple of days ago of these new 5 specialists being introduced into the game, it does bring up a lot of different issues with players when it comes to some specialists being better than others. How are they going to be balancing out some of these specialist abilities? And today I want to talk about it and give you guys my opinion about exactly where these kind of things kind of fit in. We'll talk about each of the specialists. I'll give you guys my kind of rundown exactly where they're going to be fitting in and what kind of fixes could actually happen where they make it a little bit more balanced. One thing that we at least saw from the beta, from the weeks ago beta that happened with Battlefield 2042, is that we saw the grapple hook was overwhelmingly the perk, or I guess the specialist that was picked among so many others. Of I guess the 3 other I guess specialists. The grappling hook was the main thing that people picked in the beta. So how are they going to be fitting in? How are these other specialists going to be fitting in? And especially too, when it comes to how powerful at least the grapple was in the beta, how are they going to be balancing all these other specialists when it comes to all different abilities? So let's get into this and let's talk about exactly what we could actually see with EA and DICE and what they could do with these specialists to where they're actually trying to instead of at least making a microtransaction, cash grab with these things, but hopefully trying to make them balanced to where specialists are not picked more than others, and it comes to actually trying to make a balanced gameplay. So let's talk about this. So these are the 10 announced specialists that are coming out at launch. 4 when we got to play in the beta. Irish, we didn't even get to play. We know he's been announced. We've seen his deployable shield a couple of times in different gameplay, but then you have the 5 on the bottom that were just announced a couple of days ago. And some of these specialists, it is kind of funny to see everybody's opinion on just a couple of these specialists. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a couple of specialists, at least when it comes to getting announced a couple of days ago, they were like, oh, you know what, that seems pretty good, that seems pretty fair. There's not a whole lot of issues with the specialists got announced. However, there are a couple in here, and we'll talk about exactly how it's going to be working out when it comes to actually balancing these specialists, because let's just go and say it, the scanner, the IR scanner, that's going to be one of the specialist abilities, man, it's a little overpowered. We don't know exactly how it's going to be working out. We don't know exactly how the cooldown is going to work, but man, oh man, if you're able to actually identify targets that are hiding in cover, it's going to be a powerful damn perk. And I definitely see, like, this is the crazy thing about how these specialists are going to be working in this, is that an entire team can actually pick one specialist. What if you have an entire team of people that are having the ballistic shield? What if you have an entire team having the scanner, the IR scanner? It's insane to know how this specialist system is going to work, and I don't understand. I don't think EA and DICE understand the issues that can actually be brought up with this system and not going the way that they've gone in the past. Now, the funny thing is about this specialist thing is that it is literally, this is my point, this is my perspective, it is a carbon copy of Black Ops 4 specialist. Like, they didn't even change the name of the specialists in Black Ops 4. They're called specialists in Black Ops, or in Battlefield 2042. It's insane to know exactly, looking at the specialists that they announced in 2042 and looking at the specialists that were in Black Ops 4 several years ago, man, oh man, the abilities literally mirror a lot of the specialists in 2042. And it's sad to know that, Battlefield used to be a unique first-person shooter game where you have these class systems, health, recon, engineer, support, and stuff like that. And for some reason, I know it's microtransactions, I know it's all about money, but man, oh man, EA and DICE are not wanting to, they're just wanting to go away from that completely. So it is funny to see exactly where it's going at when it comes to Activision and EA trying to do these different specialist type characters, trying to make a microtransaction cash grab with players buying all the skins that are coming out. Now, let's get into this. Let's talk about some of the perks that were, the specialists that were used during the beta. And again, like I said, it was overwhelmingly grappling hooks were used more often than any other thing. And that's kind of the funny thing about this system, is that you're gonna see players kind of migrate towards one of the best specialists, or one of the ways to be able to play and be able to have an advantage over the enemies. And that's why you're seeing so many grappling hooks used, or so many players using the grappling hook character. Now, don't get me wrong, you had Boris with his sentry gun that was deployed 30 million times. You had the Recon drone, but the funny thing is, even looking at the syringe and only getting used like 3 million times, the funny thing is that that was supposed to be like that the character, the specialist, of being able to revive somebody from far away. They changed that, they got away from that. But even funny to know is that it's supposed to try to assist players with being able to enhance their healing, you know, speed and stuff like that. But still, I don't think you're going to be seeing so many people that are going to be playing that specialist where it's like, oh, let me pull out my little syringe and try to heal somebody from a distance. It's weird. So anyway, let's talk about some of the specialists that got announced a couple of days ago, and let's get into some of the controversy, or I guess the speculation, or I guess where people are just kind of getting upset exactly where these specialists are going to be fitting in. Now, first off, let's talk about this cyber aware, I guess, specialist, this Recon specialist, or the class that they actually have deemed him to be as a Recon. But it's actually, I have to say, out of the specialists that were announced, this, I feel like, is in that tier of like, okay, this is kind of actually a balanced character, to where you have to hack players, kill them, and that's going to be spotting them within the world. Like, once you kill that team, or kill a player in a team, that's going to be able to hack into them and being able to actually see his teammates around the area. That's cool. I actually like that. The Trojan network system on being able to hack different targets and stuff like that, or hacking objects within the world and stuff. Again, I think that's kind of a neat thing, where you're able to kind of hack stuff and being able to gain access to certain areas to where they're going to be closed off to other people. Again, I think it's a really balanced way of being able to have not only the Trojan system hacking into players, killing that player, and being able to find out where his team is at, and having this cyber warfare suit being able to hack into enemy equipment and in-game objects. Again, I feel like it's kind of a balanced thing. I think that's going to be a niche thing for some players to play and try out. Maybe somebody that wants to gain a lot of score and stuff. But again, to me, looking at that, I think that's a very balanced way of being able to deal with a specialist. Now, let's get into another character that I feel like is kind of balanced in a way. There might be things here and there that could be fixed, but this goes into Constantine Angel. This is the support character. Now, if you're wanting to be a support character, drop ammo, drop armor, drop health, and stuff like that, I feel like this is going to be the character for you. Now, his trauma specialist ability, I guess, is reviving allies rapidly and restoring their armor. So again, this is somebody that is wanting to play that medic role, being able to revive players a lot faster, get them back in the fight, and get them on to the next objective, and earning score and earning points and stuff like that, to be able to get back on that, you know, getting higher and higher through the scoreboard and stuff like that. Now, the loadout crate, which is speciality, this is providing armor, ammo, and new loadouts to yourself and allies. Again, I think that's a really cool ability. I think that's something to where this character, this specialist, focus so much on being able to support your teammates and your team as a whole. I like this. I like this character because it literally goes back to what Battlefield used to be, or your Battlefield is supposed to be, with this character that's supporting his team in order to win the overall game. Let's get into this. So this is it's classified, Sundance is a class assault. Now, this is the character that has the grenade that can be changing to different things, from anti-armor, EMP, even a scatter grenade. Now, this is the one thing that a lot of people were having issues with, is because this grenade actually is like, it flies through the air. It literally, in the trailer, you see it flying towards an enemy helicopter, and you're kind of wondering exactly how balanced this is for how small it is. It's not a rocket. It's not a a rocket launcher. Stinger missiles, stuff like that, to where players can use their chaff and stuff like that in the helicopter. I don't know exactly how this is going to be balanced out. The EMP, the scatter grenade, okay, I can see that stuff being useful and not really needing too much balance depending on how far the range is. But at least when it comes to this anti-armor, being able to literally rocket launch itself into helicopters and other vehicles, it's going to be weird exactly how that's going to be balanced out. The wingsuit, again, is one of those things a lot of people were looking forward to, being able to actually travel different speeds and different altitudes, and being able to get somewhere quick, and being able to have that jump on the enemy. Again, I don't think anybody's going to have a huge issue with that. I think what people are having an issue with, at least from what I am seeing, is that how powerful is this anti-armor grenade, or this specialist grenade, going to be when it actually can travel distances with this rocket boost and hitting helicopters. It's definitely insane to see. Let's look at Dozer real quick. Now, this is one thing that some people actually it's really interesting to see exactly some people's perspective on this. Now, some people were saying that his ballistic shield that he can use is actually reflecting rounds, towards the person that's shooting. I don't know exactly how true that is. Some people were saying that this is a reflective shield. Depending on who's shooting at it, it's going to reflect damage back at the shooter. Or during the trailer, you see somebody, you can't see somebody that's behind Dozer, behind the person with the shield, actually returning fire at the person shooting at the shield. I don't know exactly if it's something to where this shield actually reflects the bullets back at the shooter. That is so damn powerful. That is insane to see. And again, like I said, I don't know how you balance that out. I don't know exactly how that works out in the whole scheme of things when it comes to, you have an entire team, an entire squad of shield people just going after somebody with this thing to where it's actually reflecting rounds back towards the shooter. It's crazy to see. Again, like I said, I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I don't know. Shields are annoying a little bit in Battlefield 4, but you don't really see too many people using them. Lastly, let's talk about this. Is blast resistant. Take less harm and recover fast from explosive. That, again, you have the combination of the shield with this blast resistance. I would even say, what if you had a squad of these damage blast resistant armored shield coming towards you, and you had somebody like Sundance with this explosive grenade. Even throwing this grenade over the shields with that blast resistance, you're not going to be doing a whole lot. So exactly how is it going to work out when it comes to balancing? I don't know exactly when it comes to his shield. Is there a timer? Even in Black Ops 4, comparing him to the shield person in Black Ops 4, at least in Black Ops 4, you had a timer for how long he could have his shield out. Again, we don't know how it's going to be working out. We don't know how the balancing is, but it will be kind of weird to see exactly how his shield works out and if it can be placed and be used the entire time. Lastly, let's get into Recon. This is the XR scanner, the IR scanner, whatever you want to call it. We'll get into that in a second. So let's talk about the trait that this specialist has. So it's a Recon class. The trait that this character has is that threat perception. So automatically spawn enemies who deal damage to you. Now, I see that as going, you know what, that's not bad. At least this gives you a little bit of a heads up on exactly who's shooting you. How the person might be right in front of you, and it's not going to be that useful, but if somebody's shooting you from a distance, you can at least get a spot that, character, spot that enemy for your teammates so they know exactly where they're at. I see this as something that's not really that overpowered, underpowered. I see this kind of a balancing thing, because I mean, again, the TTK in this thing, you're getting hit, you might die even before you're actually able to automatically spot who this person is that's shooting you. This is the part where people are kind of losing their mind, as this is the AMGX scanner. Display an electromagnetic overlay of hostiles in cover. Now it says in cover, so it might not scan people that's just kind of running around and stuff like that. Again, we don't have any gameplay of that. We only have the gameplay that was shown in the trailer, but man, oh man, you have a lot of people looking at this going, how the hell does this work? Again, what is the cooldown? How long does it last? What is the range of this thing? And it definitely kind of cuts down on players trying to play strategically when it comes to taking cover, trying to advance through a map and trying to be tactical about that when you have somebody that comes around with a scanner and going, man, I know exactly where these people are at. Now, the people on the enemy team, do they get some type of acknowledgement or some type of alert saying you've been scanned? You have somebody that knows exactly where your location's at. Again, we don't know. We just have this trailer stuff. So again, a lot of people within the Battlefield community, a lot of people have been bringing it up on Twitter. Exactly how is this character going to be balanced when it comes to other specialists? Again, that might be a great perk. Again, how long can you use it? How long does it take to be able to use that? It's a lot of different things that players don't know yet, that we're just looking at this going, just from watching the trailer, it's a huge red flag for a lot of people just not knowing exactly how this class is going to be balanced to the other specialists, and knowing that you can have pretty much an entire team of this one character that's going to be scanning people all the time and knowing exactly where their enemy is at. Again, it's a very odd way of doing specialists when the entire team can pick one or two specialists that are overpowered, and I think that's what you're going to be seeing. Again, like I said, we saw it in the beta. We did see it in the beta where the grappling hook was most picked. So when this game fully releases and launches, you're going to be seeing players gravitating towards the specialist that is most overpowered and using that until there's a balance. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of people being upset about these specialists because of the perks and going away from the class-based system that they've done in other Battlefield games. It's just odd. Now, don't get me wrong. I know they're not getting rid of it. I know they're keeping this in this game. This is their breadwinner. This is going to be making all the money in the microtransactions and stuff. They're going to be adding new specialists just to kind of get as much money as they possibly can. But this is the worry that players have when it comes to how are they able to balance the game with specialists and these amazing abilities that players are going to be abusing just because they're going to find the most overpowered specialist and pick that specialist. So it has a lot of people concerned, especially me. I'm going to be playing the game as well, like you guys, but it definitely has me concerned. So let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think, not only of the specialists and what their abilities are, where do you kind of see them setting at when it comes to the most powerful specialist down to the lowest powered specialist? That's a mouthful. But also, too, what do you guys think about this kind of comparison of Black Ops 4 specialists and that game a couple of years ago compared to what they're introducing in 2042? I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please have a great rest of the day. Look forward to talking to you guys all next time.